I call Jan Logie.
It's with pleasure I rise to speak to this bill, the Social Security Pathway to Work Amendment Bill in the name of Carmel Cepoloni. And firstly, of course, I need to offer my congratulations to the member for getting this bill drawn. Every time I stand with envy. I'm still waiting. But it's always a good day when we get to debate and discuss ideas that offer positive solutions to genuine problems. And I thank you for bringing that to this House. And I would like to just address some of the points raised by the previous speaker, where he raised a criticism that some of us in this House had raised concerns about the misnamed Support for Children in Hardship bill, because that bill increases the requirement for sole parents to be seeking 20 hours of work a week, which pushes them off benefit and into a position of precariousness in relation to the tax system and their employer, and from the age where their child is only 3 years of age. So the Green Party believes that parenting is a job. We believe it should be valued, and we support those parents. And there is, as Carmel Cepoloni raised, plenty of evidence that sole parents want to also be in the paid workforce, and they are looking for those opportunities where that suits their family, and a huge number of them are actively doing that. Our opposition to the government's taking the choices away from those families, which is effectively saying if a parent recognises that their child has specific needs for them to be in the home, that choice is taken away. We absolutely do not support that. And this bill actually supports those families where it is right for them and their family to be increasing their hours in the paid workforce. And that is worth supporting, because at the moment families are being penalised. And this bill, what it effectively does is that currently, if you're on a job seeker allowance, you can only earn $80 a week on top of your benefit, which is the equivalent about maybe 5 or 6 hours a week on the minimum wage, before you lose 70 cents from your benefit for every dollar you earn. The effective marginal tax rate of that is extraordinary. And as was also mentioned by another speaker, we have heard quite a bit on this side of the House about how terrible these high effective marginal tax rates are, but obviously only if you're rich, not if you're poor. So what this does is mean that, say, a job seeker can earn $150 a week before that abatement rate kicks in and they start losing that money. And that's in recognition also in part that our workforce, these abatement rates were first set and the thresholds were set at a time where we had most of the jobs that were existent were full-time jobs. So the system was to encourage people to be in benefit or to be in full-time work. Sadly, and significantly due to policies of preceding governments, that is not the structure of our workforce anymore. We have a huge number of part-time jobs and casualised jobs. And we have 100,000 people in our workforce currently looking for more hours. So we need to actually acknowledge that this transition and this complexity exists, and to support people to have decent wages and a decent income while they are doing the work that they're managing to get, and support them in that. If only a few hours is all that's available, well, actually let those people get the value of that work. Don't cut it out from under them because you're trying to incentivise them to be in full-time work that doesn't exist. That is the point at the heart of this bill, and why it is a really good bill to be supporting. And I do want to I think that the government has a wider problem in penalising work. And I'd like to draw the House's attention to a really interesting article that was written by Simon Collins in the New Zealand Herald in August this year, which was titled "Counting the Cost of Going Back to Work," where he compared New Zealand abatement in tax rates and loss of subsidies for entering work to the OECD averages. And New Zealand is doing it hard in international terms. They are being unfairly penalised by the policies of this government.
I call Jono Naylor.
Firstly, I just do want to acknowledge